What's going on, family and friends? I am Terrence Manning. This is My Thoughts Uncut. Thank you for watching. Much appreciated. Today, we're going to talk about the alleged TikTok bounty on Pam Bondi. Yes, crazy people, evil people in this world. And we're going to take a look at the different news stations that's covering this. Let's take a look what they have to say.
We start right now with the alleged murder for hire plot targeting Attorney General Pam Bondi. A 29-year-old Minnesota man was arrested earlier this month after police say he posted that threat on TikTok. The FBI reportedly tipped off by another TikTok user to his post offering a $45,000 bounty. That post had a photo of Bondi with a sniper scope red dot on her head.
The suspect, Tyler Maxon Avalos, has ties to anarchist ideology.
Look at this. So Tyler Maxon Avalos, you wanted to be famous, now you are. 29 years old, still young, arrested in Minnesota. Go figure, from Minnesota, one of the most craziest states in the US. And then $45K bounty. How would he even have that amount of money just laying around in cash at 29 years old?
According to the FBI, he also has prior convictions for felony stalking, domestic battery, domestic assault, according to court documents. NBC News Chief Justice and National Affairs correspondent Kelly O'Donnell joins us now. Kelly, what more are we learning about
always the evil
plot?
ones?
Well, I'm not even sure we can call it a plot. This is a threat, and he's been charged as making a threat over state lines, and that is the environment we're living in, where there's heated rhetoric, and the challenge for investigators is looking at when political speech and those kinds of things cross the line. And in this case, they have filed a charge of a federal count against Tyler Avalos, who's 29 years old, from Minnesota. He does have some criminal history for felony stalking and domestic abuse. And in this case, by posting a very specific threat against the Attorney General, and this was on TikTok, and there was the sort of visual that goes with it of using a target, that certainly escalates things, and it put a dollar amount of $45,000. That is the extent of what we know based on the documents that have been filed thus far. And it was important to point out that the FBI official who presented this to the court said they have other information, but they were providing in this public document enough to establish the probable cause here. The Department of Justice is not commenting on this. That is, at this point, probably not surprising when you're talking about the security environment. Many officials across the federal government, and as
you see, this is one of many threats that the Republican conservative sides have been victims of. Pam Bondi, Kristi Noem, the list goes on. Trump 3 times tried to get been assassinated. The list goes on and on. Yet you don't hear that same rhetoric from conservatives or Republicans towards the Democrat side. Yeah, they crack jokes and they make fun of their names or they send memes, but it's nothing of evil and saying Nazi and all this other crazy rhetoric, which is proven day in and day out that people believe what liberals and Democrats are saying about the Republicans and Trump and his administration. We're hearing stories day after day about someone plotting to kill someone from his administration and or Trump himself. Look what happened to Charlie Kirk. He wasn't in Trump administration, but he was huge on the young adults voting for Trump. And they took him from us because of the rhetoric that he faced as well, because he was a MAGA Trump supporter.
We've seen in state government as well, a real concern about trying to discern when a threat is angry language or when it is actually leading toward the potential for some action.
All right, let's look at another station. Let's look at Live Now from Fox.
We are following some breaking news involving U.S. Attorney General Pam Bondi. I wanted to share this social media post from the New York Post saying that a 29-year-old anarchist has been arrested for an alleged 45K hit on Pam Bondi. That is according to the FBI, and I did want to share just a little bit more information as we now have reaction from Senator Tom Cotton saying left-wing threats of violence against federal officials must stop. I'm thankful Attorney General Pam Bondi is safe and that law enforcement has apprehended the suspect. So a little bit more information at this hour. A Minnesota man is facing federal charges after being accused of offering a $45,000 bounty on Attorney General Pam Bondi in a TikTok video. The U.S. Attorney's Office in Minnesota has filed charges against Tyler Maxon Avalos of St. Paul, who is facing one count of making a threat
Keep saying
online.
his name. He wants
The
to be famous.
against the
He's
suspect
gonna be in jail.
details a TikTok post that includes a photo of Attorney General Pam Bondi with a sniper scope red dot on her forehead and text that reads, quote, "Wanted Pam Bondi, reward $45,000, dead or alive, preferably dead." Screenshots of the post are included in the complaint, and the caption for the post reads, "Cough, cough, what they don't serve us, then what?" The screenshot shows the bounty post only had 6 likes and 7 comments. Authorities were alerted to the post by a TikTok user who said the post was imposing a hit on Bondi. The video was posted to an account with the account name Wacko with the symbol of anarchy
Yeah, he's
used
a wacko,
for an
all right.
A in that name. The account also had a post linking to an Anarchist frequently asked the questions site. So investigators say the suspect has a criminal record, including stalking and domestic assault. He was later arrested and granted release on his own recognizance. According to the complaint against the suspect, investigators were able to trace the account to a Samsung Galaxy phone that had multiple
Good thing that's
logins
just an
using
iPhone.
an IP address linked to the
Them
suspect's
Android people are
apartment.
crazy.
Investigators also found that other accounts registered to that phone included a Gmail account registered in the suspect's name. So we did want to pass along.
See, and here's the thing. What I'm gonna show you guys next is an example of how often the left Democrats use rhetoric that is extremely harmful and it turns into violence. And they claim that they don't use this rhetoric. But I'm about to show you about a 2-minute video of them constantly calling Trump and or his administration Hitler or a fascist or a threat to democracy, and he needs to be eliminated. Time in and time and time again, they say these things, and they claim that, oh no, it's not us. We're not saying it. It's Trump. No, it's you. Look at this person. He threw away his entire life at 29 years old to post something on social media on TikTok, and he asked people. Well, he had 6 likes actually. So those 6 people who liked it, something's wrong with them too. But here is a 2-minute video of the left saying the same horrible things about Trump and the administration. Let's take a look.
I haven't suggested that Donald Trump is Hitler. I wouldn't say
I don't
that.
think any Democrat has. I actually...
It is deeply troubling and incredibly dangerous that Donald Trump would invoke Adolf Hitler, the man who is responsible
Kamala.
for the deaths of 6 million Jews.
How can you possibly compare what happened in Germany in World War II to what's going on here in the United States?
Well, we're talking about the death of a constitutional republic. That's what happened in Germany in 1933, 1934. And we're seeing today that you've got an administration in Washington that's ignoring court orders.
And this rogue Department of Justice going out to do the bidding of this Timu Hitler. I don't even know what to call him. I've called him so many things, but this wannabe Hitler for sure.
Trump actually reenacting the Madison Square Garden rally in 1939. That neo-Nazis, fascists in America.
Donald Trump's got this big rally going at Madison Square Garden. There's a direct parallel to a big rally that happened in the mid-1930s at Madison Square Garden. And don't think that he doesn't know for 1 second exactly what they're doing there.
You stand by that comparison, though, to a Nazi rally?
Look, the rally, you saw it for yourself. I'll let the American public make the decision of what they saw.
Look at this.
So I know what I saw, and I'll just leave it at that.
I compared the rhetoric that the president has employed to rhetoric that you might have heard during the Third Reich. Calling human beings an infestation is something that we might have expected to hear in Nazi Germany.
Is that not going too far to make a comparison between the president of the United States and the Nazis?
Find me a better analogy.
Talks about the blood of America as being poisoned, echoing the same exact language used in Nazi Germany.
He is paving the way to become a Vladimir Putin or to become an Adolf Hitler or a Kim Jong-un. That's what he wants to be.
Donald Trump is also very old and a racist and a neo-Nazi.
Comparing the tactics of Donald Trump to Mussolini and Hitler is a very legitimate thing.
You see, these people are hypocrites. They say these things and then they claim that that's not the case. Jewish people need to say something to these left-wing crazy libs, these Democrats who continuously, and these people are in office, they're the senators and House representatives of this country, and they're using this language time and time again. Jewish people all over the world, especially the US, need to say something to these Democrats. Hey, stop this. You are insulting what our ancestors went through years ago. About what, 6+ million of them died in Germany because of you know who. These people need to stand up. Jewish people need to stand up and say enough is enough. You are embarrassing the party and you are trying to use the tragic events that happened to their ancestors as a political gain. And it's one, is not working. Two, it's an embarrassment and it's disrespectful. Even the Jewish people that are Democrats, they need to stand up and tell them, hey, you need to stop. This guy is not nowhere near Hitler. I mean, the thing is Trump is actually trying to have peace in the world. He goes from country to country signing peace deals. How is that even remotely like Hitler? He's trying to stop crimes in these major cities that in the US. How is that remotely to that guy? So I'm not understanding why they continuously think that this is the thing to do, to use, to try to get the American people to go against Trump. If he was Hitler, no one would be able to say these things publicly. There would be no protests if that was the case. These people would not be alive to live and see what's going to happen in the future. If he's actually that person they claim he is, he would have instantly got them taken care of, if you know what I mean. So this rhetoric got to stop. You're going to end up getting these people that are evil and crazy to commit these crimes and murders because you continuously say these crazy things. You guys, let me know what you think in the comments. Like, subscribe, hit the notification bell for all my other videos. And thank you for watching. Peace.